Hey guys, gals, and MBs. So just a quick video. I'm going to put this on a few platforms, but I'm working on a video about gender affirming care for minors. I'm obviously in favor of it, like deeply in favor of it, given how my youth was basically, it wasn't the best it could have been, given that I was not given the opportunity to go through any gender affirming care, and I really needed to, and things like that. But that's for another discussion. We'll have that in my next video. But there is this absolute piece of garbage out there that was put out by the Department of Health and Human Services that's obviously headed by a decrepit piece of crap that does cocaine off of toilet seats, because that's a good person to get your health information from. Oh God, I really hope that when he finally expires, that it's extremely painful, and that I can't even go into words that what this person is just but anyway, so it was put out in November of last year, and it is entitled Treatment for Pediatric Gender Dysphoria, Review of Evidence and Best Practices. So I wasn't actually going to go through this, but since I'm doing my research and I have to have some counter arguments and things like that, I mean, everything that I'm finding is positive. I've always known that it's because it is a biological thing. A lot of people think it's psychological. It's not. There's enough evidence to prove that gender dysphoria is biological. So if you just go through with saying, we're going to suppress your ability to act upon that is just so damaging. But anyway, so I knew it was going to be a shit show. And on page 79, which is the one that I was going through quite a few pages of this, I was going basically through the conclusions that they had in every section. But it basically stated at the end of it that there's just no evidence that any kind of transition, like be it social or like medical in the terms of hormone therapy or puberty blockers, because that's usually what you give in a minor's case. And then you can go on, I'll go into my theory behind that much later. But it stated that, it is unknown or unfavorable, the outcomes of doing that. So they're basically stating in this absolute piece of garbage that I wouldn't wipe my ass on, that it is, not beneficial. And that is totally from not the truth. There's just so many people that have, committed suicide over this, things like this. There's even sections of this awful document that go into detail, stating that there's been no evidence that anybody that has gender dysphoria has even gone through a suicide or like an attempt or something. And that's total bullshit. There's plenty of arguments to be made about that. And that's just so mind blowing. Did anybody read this piece of absolute garbage? Okay. But then it came to me. I was reading how the things were worded in this. And you know what? There are no authors to this. There are contributors in the section, but no official author. And the patterns and the way that words are repeated, and specifically how rigid the structures are. I've read a lot of academic papers, specifically on engineering concepts and things like that, not so much on psychology or health related things, but this seems like an AI wrote it. And lo and behold, so I went through quite a few AIs here, as you can see here. So I used Franz Kafka's The Trial, obviously. Absolutely wonderful, parallel to use in this day and age, and what the hell is happening with, society, or I should say with the government. But I use that as its basis point, because it should come back as absolutely no AI wrote this. This was human written. And every time I put this section, specifically on section 79, I've done multiple other sections. The other one where it was about the suicide, nobody's ever committed suicide over gender dysphoria. It literally said that in that. And all these pages came back as being anywhere between 70 and 100% AI written. So this absolute piece of shit show garbage was AI written. And they're using it as obviously, well, it's completely a scapegoat. That's what the government's doing with trans individuals. And let's crack down on youth and make them more miserable on this. I'll have a video, like I said, coming up. But yeah, so AI wrote this absolute slop that they're pushing their agenda on. And it just boggles my mind how fucking dumb conservatives are. If you voted for Trump, you believe this kind of crap. You are the problem. I will never forgive you. I will absolutely never forgive you. But that said, you're believing in AI slop, and you're a dumb piece of shit if you do. So yeah, it is mind-boggling. Nobody ever, the trans community that I'm part of and talk to all the time, they don't want to read this awful shit because we know it's fake, but nobody ever thought about thinking that this was written by AI. This was really just slopped together and thrown out there. Oh, it's just upsetting. I can't even, anyway, now that I've calmed down a little bit after discovering that, because I was, like I said, doing research, it's just crazy. Anyway, that's just the thing I wanted to bring up while I was doing my research. I'll have a video soon about my full thoughts about gender affirming care for minors. All right, talk to you later.